Welcome. In this explainer, we're going to break down the foundational principles of personal power and presence, looking directly at the key ideas from the first chapter of the source material. We're about to explore how real influence is built, not through force, but from the inside out.
This one idea, well, it's the heart of everything we're about to cover. It's the central theme, right? That your presence always precedes your speech. Your energy walks into a room long before you do. Getting a handle on this is really the first major step toward mastering true influence.
So, to truly master this art, we first have to understand where it comes from. This isn't some modern invention, it's an ancient lineage. You're actually connecting with a deep history of influential women who shaped entire civilizations. Not with obvious force, but with a highly refined skill and presence.
Let's just trace this evolution for a moment. It really starts with the sacred companions of the ancient world, women who were respected as spiritual and political guides. Then it moves into the feudal era with geishas and courtesans, who were absolute masters of art and conversation. From there to the imperial consorts, who were often the real power behind the thrones. And finally, it brings us to today, to the modern entrepreneur who controls her own global brand. The common thread here is crystal clear. These have always been roles of immense skill and strategic influence. When you look at this lineage, 3 timeless lessons just pop right out. First, success was always rooted in skill over looks. It was about mastering interpersonal dynamics. Second, longevity, being able to last, required fiercely protected boundaries. And finally, their legacy was one of empowerment. They carved out spaces for themselves, for economic freedom and education, where none existed for others. These, right here, are the true foundations of power.
Okay, so let's move from that historical context into the internal psychology that's required. This is where we build the core mindset that separates those who get fleeting attention from those who command lasting power. And it all starts in your inner world. This is the definition you really need to let sink in. See, the mindset of distinction isn't about impressing the world. It's about filtering it. It's that quiet confidence that comes from knowing your value is inherent. When you're in this state, you're not competing for attention. Instead, you're creating a sort of silent auction for your energy, and you know that only the right people are going to bid.
And here you can see that mindset in action. The power move is all about restraint, that slow pause, being comfortable with silence. It signals that you're the one with the options. The power mistake is the exact opposite. It's chasing approval, trying to win over people who have already shown you disrespect. That diminishes your value instantly. One builds your power, the other just gives it away.
So now we take this internal mindset and we apply it to its first real external test, the entrance. This is that critical moment where your inner state becomes your outer reality for everyone to see.
These steps are your practical blueprint. And I want you to notice the theme here. Nothing is rushed. You pause. You walk with intent. You accept greetings calmly. You are not scanning the room looking for a friendly face or a place to hide. You are perfectly comfortable standing alone because you own your space. This communicates so much value before you've even had to say a single word.
And this leads us to a signature ritual, the threshold pause. This single moment of self-possession is where you shift from reacting to the room's energy to actually defining it. You're consciously, deliberately deciding to be seen, but you're doing it on your own terms.
All right, let's move to the final stage, where all of this comes together. We're merging that inner mindset with the outer action to create something consistent, something undeniable, a signature presence, your aura. And let's be clear, this isn't some mystical thing. It's the direct product of discipline.
This is your non-negotiable ritual for priming your energy. It's a system for self-command. By standing in front of a mirror, controlling your breath, and repeating a mantra like, "I am the chooser, not the chosen," you are literally programming your presence. You're setting your state intentionally, so that circumstance can't dictate it for you.
And this cultivated aura translates directly into how you speak. So, imagine a client is late and flustered. Instead of mirroring that chaotic energy, your response is calm, it's measured, and it reinforces your value. Good things never rush. This is what's called a velvet response. It controls the narrative gracefully and it demonstrates total self-possession. So, we've journeyed from this ancient lineage all the way to the inner mindset, from the physical entrance to the energetic aura. Let's just quickly recap the foundational principles that we've pulled from the source material.
I want you to remember these 5 core principles. First, act like you are the heir to a powerful tradition. Second, use your presence to filter, not to perform. Third, own the silence. Fourth, set your energy through deliberate ritual. And finally, and this is so important, understand that true, lasting power comes from protecting your boundaries, your energy, and your standards.
So we're going to end with this question from the source. It's really a call to action. What do you tend to give away too quickly? Is it your time, your energy, your validation? I want you to really think about what you give away without intention. And now, based on everything we've just covered, what is one specific action you will take this week to reclaim that power?